Hi, this is Mike with Play More Games. This is the 0700 turn, June 15th, 1944, for the campaign scenario for Battle for Saipan. It is the invasion turn. Hopefully you've seen the last video, kind of get an idea of the situation. If not, we're just going to push ahead. So just to kind of recap these first couple turns, I am refreshing myself to the system, so there may be some errors here and there, and I will kind of tend to explain a little bit more as we warm back up into things, and then later there'll be less and less of the how the sausage is made, so to speak. Okay, so for the first turn of the game, we start by resolving 5 airstrikes. And 5 airstrikes, typically the airstrikes cost a direct command. In this instance, they do not. They are 6 strength, white firepower attacks with no modifiers. So, we just have to pick out our targets. So we get 5. Okay. All right. So I want to, since there's no modifiers, I kind of want to get some fire on some of these beaches, these units adjacent to the beaches, hopefully make the landing a little bit easier. So we'll place one there, there, and there. Unlike the preparatory bombardment, these do not roll for scatter, so these are guaranteed hits. They don't place bombardment markers since it's not an indirect fire attack. But hopefully we'll get a couple of DG results on them to kind of reduce the effectiveness of their firepower. So it's 4, we get 1 more, and I'm thinking I was tempted to hit this one, but these marsh hexes do block, or not, actually they're not blocking turns, so yeah, so I will hit that. Runways not blocking terrain. Yeah, I will hit that. Okay, so we'll put 1 more there. And actually, do I want to take a stab at this? There's no modifier, so it won't have the -2. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. So now, no modifiers. This will be a high explosive attack, so we'll just work our way north to south. These will all be high explosive except for this one, which will be armor piercing. So let's pull out the chart. Which one is it? Here we go. So we're on the yellow one here. So 6 or less is a result. So starting with the north one, we got a 5, which is a good hit. That is a 3 DGR result. So we'll add our 3 DG, which comes with a -1 troop quality rating. This is a really good shot to start the game. And they have to make a route check. So for the route check, I don't think it's in any of these tables. I think, unfortunately, you have to refer back to the rules. So route check. Alright. So we'll roll a die, and if it's high, it's not going to matter. So it's a 4. So I feel like they're going to pass it, but let's go through the math. Okay. So roll a die, modify it as follows. Case A does not apply. Terrain defensive value, they are in a brush hex. I believe that's brush. Yeah. So -1, so that's a 3. Troop quality modifier from a leader. There's no leaders. Defensive value of the target unit, 2. And any troop quality modifiers of any status markers, there's trenches, but also the disorganized, so they cross each other out. So the result is a 2. The Japanese 43rd Infantry Division, their current troop quality is 5. So they pass. But still, that 3 DG is a nice result. That's going to reduce their fire to a modified 2. That's pretty good. So we'll stack this to the side because we want to use those again later, right? All right, so moving down to here, we'll roll the dice. 2, another hit. This one is 2 DGR. So we'll take another route check. We'll add our 2 DG. So we'll throw the dice. 0 always passes, so they're good. We'll roll here. It's 5. That's a 3 DGR. Alright. So we'll throw our route check. 7. Alright, so if we go back and we count, case A does not apply. Terrain defensive value is a sugarcane hex, so the die roll becomes a 6. C, there's no leaders in the hex. Defensive value of the target unit, that makes it a 5. +1 to the troop quality for the trench, -1 for the disorganized. So what is a 5? So the modified die roll is equal to or less than the unit's troop quality, so it passes. If it had failed, it would have become pinned since it's deployed. Alright, so this one here is armor piercing. So on a 4, 5, or 6, we will get to eliminate the unit, which is pretty cool. So 30% chance of that. Let's roll. And we got it. So that unit is eliminated. Just to illustrate that, since we were shooting at units, there were no hard targets. We were using this side of the column. Since the tank, and it's defined as a tank because of the black box around its defensive value, it's a hard target. And since we're using the white, we can do armor piercing, which is this, so the blue, and we rolled a 4. 4 means it is eliminated. That is one less thing for the Americans to have to worry about. So, have to be happy with that. Yeah. Alright, last one. Let's hit it here. Hey, our first miss. You know, for the Americans, got to feel pretty optimistic about this so far. All right, so we've done our 5 airstrikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, and then we do bombardments. So 12 bombardment markers with no modifiers. All right. Now these I want to be a little more careful with because of drift. So while it might be nice to try and really put the hurt on these guys, if we're not careful, it can drift into our landing hexes, which makes it really problematic for the Americans. So I will do here. That's a nice target. Pretty good chance of hitting something no matter where it drifts. Here. That's 3, 6, 7. Worst case scenario here, it just drifts off into the ocean. Eat. Let's see. These really have short range. Alright. 9, 10, 11. Let's try 12. Okay. So the first thing we'll do is bombardment accuracy. Right? So we'll start with here, 3830. We'll roll for drift. That one rolls to here, which means it gets displaced. So we'll remove the one that's on that hex. So I don't believe we roll for that now. Yeah. Alright, so we will... Yeah. Alright, so 3 firepower attack, no modifiers. This is the black indirect fire. 8, whew. No go, but we still get to place the light barrage marker. So down here, 39, 31, first is drift. 9. So it goes there. And since we, oh no, now we'll roll if we don't get a 9, right? The barrage marker is placed. This is still good for inhibiting fire zones in line of sight. So not necessarily terrible results for the Americans, but obviously you can kind of see the effectiveness of aircraft spotting in it, as in it's not effective. So let's do 40, 32. That one's bang on. Alright, so 3 or lower gets a result. And that's a 1. We get a route check. Alright, and let's give it a roll. 0 always passes. So we'll flip that. And we'll do this one, 41, 31, drift. Is a 5. Hey. We get the friendly drift there. Brought the unit along. Alright, so we'll roll. 0 to 3 gets a hit. 9, no luck. And we remove the marker. Alright, so 42, 32, first is drift. 6, and that drifts here. Gotta be more careful. Alright, so anything but a 9 places the marker. You know, I'm thinking that might not actually apply to preparatory bombardment. But what the hell? We'll keep going. Alright, 37, 33, drift. Attack. Alright, 39, 33, drift. Attack. Okay. 37, 36, drift. 9. Oh, that's right in their line of fire. That's not bad. Fire. Ooh. Have to be consistent. I'm not sure if that's the right way to play. I'm not going to sit here and look up the rule. 38, 37. I'm not going to look it up since it ends up being such a minor thing. Drift. 7. Goes on top of another marker, so we'll resolve this attack. 38, 38. 0 to 3 gets a hit. Nope. And then here, drift. And that just drifts off into the ocean. Okay. Yeah, I really do think that I should have left those bombardment markers on. Yeah. Okay. So, alright. So now we've done the pregame sequence. So now the first thing we do is we grab a chit. Technically, the Americans or the Japanese could interrupt, but there's not a ton going on just yet. I suppose the Japanese could interrupt and purchase this black formation chit. Don't know the exact designation right now, but that would leave them with 0 dispatch points, and they're definitely going to want to be able to formulate a stronger response. I mean, best case scenario, next turn is they walk away with 3 dispatch points, which is still only the division activation and 1 formation. But again, that's best case scenario. There's only a 30% chance of that happening. The Americans might purchase a chit later in the turn. It just kind of depends on how things come out of the cup. Alright, so let's go to the cup. Here we go. Alright, so we'll grab our first chit, and it is the event chit. Alright, so we'll roll 2, and let's see what a 2 is for event. Subtract 2 fatigue points from American division of the American player's choice. They have 0 fatigue, so that is kind of a wasted chit for them. Alright, so next chit, oh, I suppose I should probably put it here, is the direct command chit. So, the first thing we should do is we'll roll for direct commands. First thing we'll do is the 43rd Infantry Division. We roll a dice, have it, and add it to the command rating. So, half of 8 is 4, plus 5 is 9. So they will go to 12 direct commands. 47th Independent Mixed Brigade. Again, 4 plus 3 is 7, is 10. They're currently at 5, so that'll put them at 15. And then the IJN 0 plus 2 is 7. Alright. So, direct commands in this game, you may only do 1 action. No unit needs a commander or anything like that. Doesn't need to be in command, so to speak. So the first thing I will do is, I don't have a ton of command points for the Imperial Japanese Navy, so I might save them, but I might also take a shot at one of these boxes. And the reason being for that is once the Amphibious assault chit comes up, I'm not going to have the opportunity to activate them a second time. So having it come out now is beneficial in that regard. So this unit here will fire at yellow 2, and it will be, since it's in a naval zone, you have to fire at it as a hard target. -2 defense there. So those are the only modifiers. So it'll be a 2. So 0 to 2 gets a result. So 6. So no go. So we'll drop that 1. And this guy here can also do the same thing. And he'll go 1, 2, and then you add to this X 3, and we'll fire at the stack of units in red 3. And that 5, 3, 2 is successful. So looking to be well worth it there for the Japanese so far. Let's see if the Americans can pass the route check. And that's pretty much the worst result possible. They fail their route check, and it's early in the morning, and the Americans are actually, if I can find where the module puts it, they're going to spend their martini. Is it martini in this game? Oh, it might be here. Yeah, it's here. Whiskey. And the reason being is once something fails their route check, it has to go back to the transport zone. And it can't come out of the transport zone until it has to come out in order. So it basically slows everything down. It creates a logjam. And we definitely don't want that to happen before any units have landed on the beach, right? So we're going to re-roll the route check roll. Okay. So the Americans' troop quality is 6. So by rolling a 5, they're going to pass handily. They have the -2 for the zone. So that's not going to be a worry for them. That really sucks. To have to burn that so early on the first turn. Yeah. Here's the, I mean, that's definitely some good rolling for Japan. Hopefully they haven't used up all of it. Alright. So, for the 43rd Infantry, 43rd Infantry Division, here's one thing we know: the maximum number of command points they can get is 10, and the maximum they can store is 19. So we do want to spend down to 9. So let's take all of these up a level. And when I say all of these up a level, I mean the disorganized level. So they're all going to spend an action to rally 1 level. So that's 1, 2, 3. So if everything goes right, that's the best, the most that they can get. They'll be maxed out next turn. Let's see. I'm actually going to bring back some of these units. Next to the division HQ. So one there, and one there. Reason being, there's some victory points here. These are pretty poor quality units, but basically we just want just soak up actions, basically. Due to the victory conditions and how points are earned, we don't want any free meals. So I'll drop them down another 3, and I think that'll probably be good for them. Yeah. Let's see. We have to spend something. The most they could get is 8, so that would put them at 23. So we would really like to spend down quite a bit. So let's see if we can hit green 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can hit green 2. So before -2, so 2, 0 to 2. Miss. Yeah, with no Americans on the board, there's just not a ton of stuff for these guys to do. We can dig in here. Yeah. So let's add some foxholes. One there, 2, 3. Yeah, nothing else totally pressing, so we will move it back. So now we pull the American Direct Command, and that's really unfortunate because there's no units on the board, but we can still roll for command points. So the 2nd Marine Division, half of 1 rounded down is 0, so they will just add their base 6, puts them to 10. And the 4th Marine Division, that's more like it. 4 plus 5 is 9, and that will put them at 13. All right, amphibious movement. So here's the fun part. Everything will kind of slide down through these boxes. All right, and the first thing we'll do is we will go from beach to beach and resolve beach to beach. So the first thing we do is we roll for drift. All right. So red 2. On a 5 to 9, it goes to red 1. On a 0 to 4, it goes to red 2. All right. So let's find out. 7. So it goes to red 1. Now that it's here, it can be opportunity fired on. They will land deployed. Yep, there we go. And they will land deployed as well. Oh, we should probably mark that this is red 2's final beach, just in case we lose track. Alright, so these guys can opportunity fire. Let's see who can come up with the best attack. This would be a 3, This would be a 3 to start. And this would be a 3 to start. So let's do this. And we will target the hex. In other words, the infantry company. So we'll go back and I'll pull the sheet out again. We'll also add a opportunity fire, no op fire on here, just to mark that we've done it. Okay. So direct strength modifiers. Add or subtract the defense value of the unit being fired upon, or the applicable hex defense value if firing at hex. Each hex has no defense value, so we skip that. We're starting with 3. So we add the 1 for the knee mortar. We subtract the 1 for the disorganized, so that'll push out to 3. It'll be yellow firepower. Add or subtract the target hex terrain defense value. There's no terrain defense value there. Add +1 to the unit if it's doing concentrated fire. I think you can't do concentrate. Yeah, you cannot do concentrated fire while op firing. So 4, -2 for firing at the hex, and the hard target is present. Alright, so we have 2 options. Can do a 1 attack against the hex, or we can do a 3 attack against the tank. Yeah, doesn't really give us a chance to eliminate it. Better odds to hit if we do the tank. So let's aim at the hard target and we'll roll it 2, and we got a success. All right, so route check. So we'll roll it 8. That's not good. That is not good at all. All right, so it is a starred result. So it's a 7 die roll. Terrain defense value of the target hex, 0. No leader or hero. Defensive value of the target unit has no defensive value. I suppose if I landed that way, it would have. Good to know. All right, so it does route. Since it's deployed, however, it's not routed. The hex becomes pinned, which is still not good since we'll have to rally that off before we can do anything, basically. All right. These guys can also shoot at them. So that's a 3 red. Yeah, so we'll fire at the... Oh, well, if a pinned hex becomes pinned... I don't remember. Oh, it becomes suppressed. Yeah. So let's go for it. It's not going to get to make a different attack. So 3 red against the hard target. Miss. Alright. no opportunity fire. Alright, so we'll skip that for this one because they're going to want to take a shot at these guys, maybe. Alright, so first we'll do drift. Alright, so they're going to hit this beach here. Oh, that's still the wrong beach marker. Alright. Oh, forgot. Have to do this. But there's not really anyone available. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could. It could. Oh, that's interesting. It would be 5 in the pre-registered hex zone. So traveling through the reef, it would be a 5. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. It's a 3. So it's a route check. Americans want to roll low. And they fail. So it goes to the back of the tub here. And I will just move those there so we remember. That stinks. Oh. It actually doesn't have line of sight. It can go into a second cane hex, so it can see one of these two, but it can't go through the beach. My bad. That's some good rolling, though. Alright, so they'll drop down there. They'll drop down there. Alright. So these guys will land here. I'll land one of them deployed and the other in column. And we'll take a shot here. So that is 3. So 3. Yeah, it's a beach, so there's basically no chance of any sort of, you know, terrain value or anything like that. Nothing changing that. So 0 to 3 on the red. A 0. That's a DG and a suppression. Press. It's a new opportunity fire. Yeah. Okay. These guys move down. These guys move down. Alright. So these guys will roll for drift. 4. So we're going to land on green 1. And 1 will land deployed. Alright. So let's try it here. 4. Yellow. 1. DG. Route check. Hey, they finally passed one. Alright, let's try this guy too. It's as good a shot as he's ever going to get. 5. Ouch. That is a 3 DGR. Okay, route check. Pass. I probably should have said since one was deployed and the other was not, but didn't matter in this instance. Ouch, 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 ouch. No line of sight for this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can see that. I can see there. Alright. Alright, so drift. So it actually ends up going there. I think there is a rule that says that they don't have to land. Yeah. May delay unit movement. Oh, I do gotta move these guys down. Forgot. Yeah, yeah, if I bring them in, I am just begging to have my nose swatted there. And in fact, I think this is supposed to have a suppression that I forgot to place. As it stands, they're likely to just get wiped off the map. Yikes. Alright. So let's try that. So 4 red. Is a route check. 6 is going to be a pass. We'll take the cheap shot there too. They fail. Go there. So this is 5 red. And that's a miss. And actually, since they get a 7, I believe that their weapon breaks. Might have missed that other places. Just double checking this really quickly. All right. Oh. Yeah. That was actually their first attack, so it's not technically sustained fire. But we'll put a sustained fire marker on there. If we can. If there is one. Yes. Yeah, I think that's it. Found the Japanese. I don't really want to tempt fate there. Here, though, this guy will shoot at this unit. So that's a 3. So that is a, on their armor piercing, another route check. And it's another failure, so it's pinned since it's deployed. All right. So that's the amphibious chit. Yeah, so Americans, it's kind of a mixed bag. Red Beach went okay. They took 1 DG hit in the suppression. They're going to have some rallying to do. They're going to want to dig some foxholes to get that friendly modifier there. Yeah, this went badly. They're going to probably face some casualties pretty quickly unless they figure something out. Down here, it went much better. Oh, I forgot to bring this down. It went much better down here. Pretty smooth landing. No, only 1 pin result. No DGs or anything like that. But our tanks are ashore. So hopefully we can get them to get some DG results on this here and start clearing the path. We want to take out these artillery pieces as quickly as possible, and we're going to start running into indirect fire as well. So we want to press forward, get off the beaches as quickly as possible. Alright, so that was an amphibious movement, which means this is our wind chit. And there were no indirect fire placed. The preparatory bombardments are only removed at the end of the turn, which, since we have gone through all of our chits, that would be the end of the turn. Now, I suppose could technically interrupt and pay 2 dispatch points to rally off the suppression here to try and set up something for next turn. But you know, that's 2 dispatch points on a maybe, because even if I spend those dispatch points now, there's no guaranteeing that I'll get to activate ahead of time to even rally one step. You know, so I don't know. It may just be SOL. Yeah. All right. So that is the end of the turn. It's the end of the action phase. So, no Gyokosai, no victory conditions have been met. The game is not ended. So we go ahead and we'll advance the turn track to the 0900 turn. And I think this is a good place to stop it. And next time we will resume with the 0900 turn and step D of part 1, spending dispatch points. So we'll spend dispatch points next turn. Thank you for playing with me. If you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, anything like that, do let me know. Otherwise, it's been fun, and we'll see you in the next video.